Harry's wardrobe has come a long way since his One Direction days. This isn't just a pop star in pearls anymore. This is a cultural force who's bending fashion history like it's made of velvet. From Vogue covers to haute couture runways, Harry Styles has become a walking thesis on how fashion is evolving, and the world is finally catching up. When Harry stepped out in his now iconic blue Gucci jumpsuit during the 2023 Love on Tour finale, you could feel the ripple through the fashion world. Sequins, deep cuts, flared pants, and somehow it still felt like Harry, playful, strange, and entirely magnetic. It was a full-circle moment that reminded fans. Harry doesn't follow fashion. Fashion follows Harry. But to understand how Harry became fashion's most unpredictable muse, we have to rewind, not just to the Vogue dress that shook the internet, but beyond it, the dress heard round the world. In November 2020, Harry Styles became the first solo male to grace the cover of Vogue, and he did it in a lace-trimmed Gucci dress. The internet lost its mind. Critics debated, fans celebrated, but Harry, he just smiled through it all, saying clothes are meant to be played with. This wasn't just a fashion moment, it was a cultural reckoning, a gentle, smiling rebellion against centuries of rigid fashion norms. And it worked. Genderless fashion didn't just arrive, it exploded. Retailers saw an uptick in unisex collections. Brands raced to reimagine menswear, and Harry stood calmly in the center of the storm like a rock star prophet in nail polish and pearls. But that was just the beginning, because Harry's fashion evolution wasn't about shock value. It was about honesty. And honesty looked fabulous in sequins, the era of fine line and feather boas. When Fine Line dropped in 2019, it wasn't just an album, it was a visual blueprint. The tour that followed was drenched in color, hot pink suits, feather boas that could knock a man out, ballet shoes worn like combat boots. His stylist, Harry Lambert, helped shape this glittering new era. But the heart of it? That was all Styles. He told Vogue that he's never felt freer than when he started dressing for joy, not approval. By 2021, his outfits were headlining festivals before he even hit the stage. At Coachella 2022, he strutted out in a custom rainbow sequined Gucci jumpsuit and immediately became the unofficial king of the desert. TikTok dubbed it the Styles effect. When Harry wears it, trends follow. But what's even more impressive? He made weird cool. And cool, kind. Which brings us to the golden year, 2023, the pleasing revolution. In 2021, Harry launched his own lifestyle brand, Pleasing. It started with nail polish. By 2023, it had exploded into a full-fledged beauty and fashion house. Vegan, gender-neutral, and just the right amount of bizarre. Pleasing wasn't just a brand, it was a statement. And it worked. By 2024, Pleasing was collaborating with emerging designers, giving unknown creatives a global platform. From jelly sandals to surrealist jewelry, everything was infused with Harry's signature mischief and warmth. One designer called it the softest punk I've ever seen. The brand's success also cemented Harry's status not just as a muse, but as a tastemaker. And the world kept watching. But 2024 would surprise everyone, even Harry. The Oscars, the silence, and a new look. Harry had taken a step back from the spotlight in early 2024. Rumors swirled. Was he done touring? Was he moving to Paris? Then he reappeared at the Oscars, not as a nominee, but as a presenter. And he did it in the quietest, most powerful outfit of his career. No ruffles, no sequins. Just a sharply tailored black suit with a velvet choker and no shirt. Understated, intentional, and hauntingly elegant. It was like watching someone close one chapter and open another. Later that year, he quietly donated millions to sustainable textile initiatives in the UK. He also began championing local British tailors and hosted private pop-ups where he featured hand-stitched collections inspired by 1930s workwear. The message was clear. The glitz is fun, but the roots matter more. But Harry wasn't done evolving just yet. Harry goes Hollywood. again. In 2025, Styles made his big return to cinema with two major releases. One, a romantic fantasy directed by Greta Gerwig, and another, a crime thriller, alongside Cillian Murphy. But the real buzz wasn't just about the acting, it was the press tour. Each outfit told a story. A dreamy cream robe-like suit for Cannes, a vintage red leather coat in Tokyo. At the London premiere, he wore a 1950s-inspired look that mashed up teddy boy rebellion with modern elegance. Fashion critics said it was like watching Bowie reborn. But for Harry, it was just another day being himself. So how did a boy in skinny jeans become the face of fashion's future? To answer that, we have to talk about who Harry is when no one's watching. The quiet power of just being Harry. Despite the madness of fame, Styles has kept his world surprisingly grounded. He's often seen biking around Hampstead, visiting bookstores in disguise, or slipping into jazz clubs under an alias. He meditates daily. He journals. He's even said that driving alone at night is his therapy. There's something poetic about the most watched man on earth searching for quiet. Maybe that's why his style feels different. It doesn't scream for attention. It just exists. Unapologetic. Software electric. And that authenticity has reshaped an entire generation's relationship with clothing. Young people now paint their nails without a second thought. They thrift with intention. They dress how they feel, not how they're told. Because Harry showed them it was okay to do that. And now, in 2025, as he balances music, acting, fashion, and philanthropy, he still feels like someone you could talk to over tea and toast. Harry Styles didn't just evolve fashion. He melted its borders. He proved that a suit doesn't need to be serious. That glitter isn't just for the stage. And that masculinity can look however the hell you want it to. From One Direction polos to pleasing pearls, his style journey is a masterclass in self-expression. But what's most remarkable? Through all the feathers, gowns, tattoos, and whispers, Harry never lost sight of one simple truth. Style isn't about rules, it's about joy. And as long as Harry keeps dressing like himself, the rest of us will keep watching. And maybe, just maybe, start dressing like ourselves too.